Before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is the best way to buy any item and credits on any platform and at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. They have 24/7 active support and the fastest delivery around, so make sure to go and check them out using the link in the description down below and use code TXC to get yourself 3% off your order. In this series, I'm going to be trading up to the exotic black Tunica wheels, currently worth 23,000 credits, and I'm going to be starting off with 100 credits. As well as making profit for myself, I'm going to be giving away secret tips and tricks so you can make thousands in credits for yourself. Remember to drop a like and subscribe if this video helps you, and let's get straight into the episode. Okay, so we're going to be starting off the episode selling on some of the items with the highest demand in the inventory. This just allows me to build up some more credits in my inventory so that I can go on and buy some more items for below their minimum values and make even more profit. I found that offering credits for items is the easiest way to underpay and make profit, because if you think about it being the only currency in the game, loads of people want credits, so sometimes they quick sell their items so they can just get credits really quickly and buy another item that they really want. This is also seen often in the real world, as sometimes somebody might sell an item that they have for way below the usual selling price so they can get some really quick cash and buy something else that they really want. Now, just by applying this basic knowledge to Rocket League, you can make a ton of profit, and you can buy the items that people are quick selling below the minimum value, pick them up and just wait a little bit longer than the other person did, and eventually find that minimum value, and you can find that you're making at least 100 credits profit every time you're doing this, such as this black OEM. The guy quick sold it to me for 200 credits below the minimum value, and I can just spend maybe 20 or 30 minutes trying to find the minimum value, and boom, I've got 200 credits profit just like that. So by finding people that are quick selling their items and just spending a little bit more time, you can end up with a ton of profit. Now, I'm using that same method again, and most times when I am using this method, it is going to be on items that have a very high demand. This just means that when I do buy an item such as that grey standard, loads of people are looking for it, so it's going to be really easy to sell on. Unfortunately for me, at this time, Rocket League trading was a little bit dead, so what I was doing was just buying a ton of items because no one could sell anything at this time. So yeah, it was really easy to underpay. I was able to pay 960 credits for black OEM, which also I've mentioned in my last episode. Okay, I'm sorry for pausing the video, but just before we get into the next trade, I'd like to talk to you about the insane giveaways that are going on in my Discord server. Firstly, every 1,000 subscribers of White Octane will be given away, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. As soon as we hit 25k, a White Octane giveaway will start in that very Discord server, and all you have to do is join the server using the link in the description down below. I apologize for interrupting the video, and let's get back to the trades. Both Black OEM and Black Stern are so good for making profit. Now, for some reason, loads of other people struggle to sell both of those items, but I'm actually able to sell them really easily. I don't know what it is, but I can pick them up for roughly 150 credits below their minimum value each time. You'll see me doing that in basically every episode of this entire series, but yeah, they get me around 150 credits profit each time. They take less than an hour to sell, which is genuinely pretty good in today's market, and yeah, I'm able to sell it on for the minimum value of 1.1k, which you can see I'm doing right here. That is really easy, 140 credits profit. I can sometimes do that up to like 5 times a day, which will add up to what, like 750 credits profit, which is mad, of just black OEMs and Black Stern. So yeah, definitely try it out if you haven't already. They're so good for making profit. Now, one of the other methods I will use is buying items that have basically no demand, such as the Sky Blue Shade Raid. It is near impossible to sell, but that means I'm able to underpay by over 1,000 credits. It was 1.6k minimum value at the time. I believe it still is now, but I paid just 550. It will take probably days or maybe even a week to sell, but eventually I'll be able to find around the minimum value. I might have to quick sell it because of how hard it is to sell, but eventually I should be getting a ton of profit off of that item. And buying low demand items can be so good for making profit, but you will have to be patient with them because, as I mentioned, nobody wants that item whatsoever. So I'm going to be spending ages trying to get it sold. I also did manage to sell on my black OEM for another 1.1k. Again, it's really easy to sell, really easy profit, and also getting that grey standard gone for the minimum value again of 700 credits. Now, sometimes with painted standards, you can try and sell them for above their minimum value, just because like Octanes and Phoenix, they have a really good demand. It will take you a little bit longer to find that middle value though. So just make sure you're managing your time and not spending too much time trying to sell one item. You want to be really effective when trading. I'm trying to get around 20 to 30 trades a day, which I think is a good amount, but just make sure you're not spending hours upon end trying to get an extra 50 credits for one item. Just sell it for the minimum value and move on if you're struggling to find a little bit more. If in general you are struggling to either buy or sell items, then it might be a good idea to look into apps such as RL Garage and RL Trading Post, where you can list up a bunch of items that you have and maybe credits that you're looking for, or items that you're looking to buy and credits that you're offering. This just speeds up the process as loads of people look at these posts and might get interested. Now, just for reference, I'm going to put up loads of my RL Garage offerings on the screen right now. As you can see, I'm offering for items such as Zombas, Dracos, Painted Fenix, Painted Octanes. Loads of people get interested through these. I'm able to pick up the items for around 100 credits below the minimum value and then flip them for the minimum value. It's just what I was mentioning earlier about how people quick sell their items to get really quick credits, and I can just take advantage of this, buy the items and then wait out to get the minimum value. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've sidetracked a little bit, but going back to the trades, I was able to sell on my Black Exalter for 2 items. I believe this was also an item overpay, but this was such a good trade because I found someone on RL Garage who was looking for the white encryption and they were willing to pay the minimum value. So just by trading away my Black Exalter, which nobody was offering for, I was able to get an item that somebody was looking for, paying the minimum value. Basically a win-win situation for me because I'm getting profit as it was an item overpay, and also getting rid of an item that I just could not get any offers for. So my inventory is looking a lot better. We have loads of credits to work with, a few items which we still do have to sell. As I mentioned, that Sky Blue Shade Raid is going to be very hard to sell, so you probably will see that in the inventory for quite a long time, but I was able to go back to buying high demand items that would get me really quick and easy profit. For example, the White Standard, paying 100 credits below the minimum value, and I should be able to find the minimum value of 1.4k pretty quickly if I list it up on RL Garage. RL Trading Post, I'll be able to find more people and therefore sell it a little bit quicker than if I wasn't using those methods. Also selling on my Octane Shisa, which I bought earlier in a little bit of an item offer as well, but I'm selling on for 200 credits and a Voxel. I believe this was actually a little bit over the minimum value, and I can go on to sell that Voxel for the minimum value. I have also mentioned in previous videos that cheap black markets are a little bit hard to sell, so again, it might take a little bit of time to get that Voxel sold, but it's not really worth too much, so I can just sit out and wait for the minimum value. And also paying yet again 1.3k for another White Standard, I can just go on to sell that for the minimum value of 1.4k. It is only 100 credits profit, but over time that will add up and I'll get a ton of profit. And also this trade was so good. I always love buying White Jordan Dragons because loads of people struggle to sell these, and yeah, I'm actually picking this up for 450 credits, I believe, below the minimum value, which is so good. I've sold this so many times for the minimum value, so I think I'll be able to again sell it for the minimum value and take around 450 credits profit in one item, which is actually mad. And then again, just doing another basic trade, selling on the White Standard for just 1.4k. And I've got to say, so far this episode has been so good for making profit. We've bought a ton of items way below their minimum value, done a lot of other methods as well with the high demand items, flipping them for 100 credits profit each time. I know, again, like I've mentioned countless times, it's not a lot of profit, but I've done it so many times in this one episode and it has definitely added up. And also picking up a Black Shattered, I believe, for 300 credits below the minimum value. This will be quite hard to sell, but again, it is quite a stable item in terms of spreadsheet price, so I believe I should be able to eventually find the minimum value for that item again. I will be using methods like RL Garage and RL Trading Post to try and find people quicker that are willing to pay the minimum value for my item. And I also do pick up a Crimson Shattered and 150 credits, which actually adds up to over 1,800 credits, which is 400 credit, well, just over 400 credits profit if I manage to sell that Crimson Shattered for the minimum value. But I have dug myself into a little bit of a hole now because I have so many painted black markets that are extremely hard to sell. I do manage to get rid of the White Jordan Dragons here, and as you can see, it has got me a ton of profit. I originally bought it for just 2.15k, selling it on for 2.6. That's going to be 450 credits profit. So all of those black markets are getting me a ton of profit each, but they will take quite a while to sell. So for me, these aren't really ideal trades to do because even though I'm getting a ton of profit, if I just keep on doing these trades, I'll have the Black Tunica in like 2 episodes, which isn't ideal. I'm trying to make a bit of content and stretch this series out a little bit, but yeah, it just shows that you can get a ton of profit doing these methods. I highly suggest you try these out. Now, realistically, I'd only suggest doing these methods to someone that has quite a lot of experience with Rocket League trading, because you do need to know methods to sell these items, because they can be a real pain to sell because not many many people are looking for them. But if you know where to look and how long roughly it should take to sell each item, then you'll be getting a ton of profit. And again, picking up another painted black market for way below the minimum value. This Crimson Encryption is valued at 1.1k minimum value, I believe. I'm paying just 400 credits, which is obviously way below the minimum value, but this is probably the hardest to sell black market in my entire inventory. So yes, it will take ages to sell, but I've made a ton of profit off painted black markets. In the next episode, hopefully I'll be able to get basically all of them gone, but you never know, they might be sitting around for days on end. But after the best episode so far in terms of credits, the inventory is almost worth 10,000 credits, which is insane considering this is only the end of episode 3. And yeah, we're on track to get the black Tunica very soon. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Me.